Hello students, I am here with another video from the chapter of class 10th Science NCERT book, that is from the chapter Life Processes. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you that in yesterday's class what we have discussed. So children, we have discussed about the first topic was about the nutrition in the plants as well as in the human beings, okay, in the animals. Then we have studied about the respiration, and we are studying about the second life process, that is the respiration. So we were continuing with, we were studying with the different types of respiration, the way by which the animals are being respired, they are taking in food. Then what happens to that food? How is that energy, what are the processes because of which the energy is getting synthesized? So children, energy gets synthesized because of the process of respiration, okay? Breathing plus oxidation of food gives you energy. So it's not easy that we have taken in food and then the energy is released. Energy is not going to be released till the time the food is not being combined, food is not being oxidized, or it is not being burned. Till the time food is not oxidized, okay, till the time food is not oxidized, it is not going to give energy. No energy will be produced, okay? So it is very important for the synthesis of energy, for the synthesis of the energy giving substance, that is ATP, it is required, it is a must step of food oxidation, okay? And how is this oxidation of food will take place? It is going to take place in the presence of oxygen. And how is this oxygen being given in the system? It is being given with the help of breathing. So children, breathing means it is a simple exercise of taking in of oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. So whenever breathing is combined with the oxidation of food, the energy is being released. When the food is being oxidized in the presence of oxygen, then the energy will be released, and this complete process is equal to respiration. Okay, this complete process is known as respiration. So we were studying about the process of respiration, which includes the two types. One is the aerobic mode of respiration, the second one is the anaerobic mode of respiration, in which we have studied about both the modes. That in aerobic respiration, children, what happens, the food is getting oxidized in the presence of oxygen, means food burns in the presence of oxygen to give us energy. When there is absence of oxygen, then it is said to be as anaerobic mode of respiration, okay? So aerobic and anaerobic mode of respiration, it depends upon the presence and the absence of oxygen, okay? So it depends upon the presence and the absence of oxygen. If oxygen is present, it is known as aerobic mode. Oxygen present. Anaerobic, here an only means no, not, okay? So what is not present? Oxygen is not present, oxygen is absent. So here it takes place in the different animals like bacteria, yeast. Certain other fungi are also there which anaerobically respires. So whenever the respiration has to take place, it could be of two types: aerobic mode of respiration and anaerobic mode of respiration. Where the oxygen is present, it is said to be as aerobic mode, whereas whenever the oxygen is absent, it is said to be as anaerobic mode of respiration, okay? So this was about the two different types of mode of respiration, and we have also seen the flow chart where the glucose is going to be synthesized as pyruvate. This pyruvate has three fates. Okay, it has three fates. either it could be releasing energy in the absence of oxygen, in the presence of oxygen at two places, and without oxygen. Okay, no oxygen. So what happens, or minus oxygen we can write. So here it takes place in the muscle cells. Okay, it takes place in the mitochondria first, then it could take place in the, okay, see what happens, actually the pyruvate is going to be giving rise to the energy in the absence of oxygen in two ways. So in the absence of oxygen in the two ways is that first it takes place in the muscle cells as well as in the yeast. In the yeast it is known as fermentation, and in the muscle cell it is going to produce lactic acid. Okay, lactic acid is being produced. Then after that, the next is in the presence of oxygen, it takes place in mitochondria. Okay, where in mitochondria the oxygen is present and it is going to synthesize the ATP, it is going to store ATP, and then this ATP would be utilized when the food is not, whenever the energy is required. Okay, so this was about the fate of pyruvate and the glucose, what happens to them, how they are going to release energy, and by these three processes the end product is energy. With the end products, we have one more product that could be either either lactic acid, that could be ethanol, that could be the carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so please remember the reactions as well. Now we were discussing about the gaseous exchange in the plants, where we saw that stomata are responsible for the gaseous exchange, and now I'm going to tell you about the gaseous exchange in the animals. Okay, so the gaseous exchange in animals include the types of respiration that is in amoeba. It takes place with diffusion, or it is also known as, or I should write the organs of the types of respiration. It could be the membranous respiration, membrane respiration, which could be general body surface, okay. Now where it is taking place, example amoeba. As this amoeba is a single celled animal, there what happens, this amoeba has no special organ for respiration. बेचारा एक सेल का तो एनिमल है ये, और इसके अंदर कोई भी ऑर्गन्स प्रेजेंट नहीं होते हैं, सिर्फ बेसिक चीजें हैं, दैट इज इट्स न्यूक्लियस, द साइटोप्लाज्म एंड द सेल मेम्ब्रेन. सो ले दे के इसके पास यही ऑर्गन्स हैं, देन इट इज नॉट हैविंग एनी काइंड ऑफ द एडवांस सिस्टम even for the respiration as well, because in the digestion also you have studied, in the nutrition chapter also you have studied that this animal is so simple, this is having a very simple organization of its body parts, that is, it is not having any kind of the special organs or any kind of the different organs for the process of the various various life processes. Okay, neither for the respiration nor for the digestion it was having the special organ. So but oxygen is necessary for this animal also, because since it is an animal, so it requires oxygen for its living. So for doing aerobic mode of respiration, this amoeba is going to absorb the oxygen from the surrounding, and it is going to give out carbon dioxide from its general body surface, मतलब complete surface में से. Okay, so this complete surface is said to be as the general body surface, and this is going to be acting as a respiratory organ, where the oxygen is being exchanged with respect to this carbon dioxide, where the general body surface is completely required for this exchange. Okay, so as amoeba lives in water, it absorbs or dissolved oxygen from the atmosphere, from the water, and then it is going to give the carbon dioxide back into the water. So this is how the general body surface in amoeba is responsible for the respiration or the gases exchange. Okay, now the next type of the gases exchange is taking place with the help of the skin. So next is the skin respiration. Now what do you mean by skin respiration? It is also known by a new word called cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration. Okay, this is also known as cutaneous, C-U-T-A-N-E-O-U-S. Okay, so cutaneous respiration is there in the animals which is going to respire with the help of the skin, such as earthworm, such as frog, with the help of the moist skin. Okay, not only the skin, it takes place with the help of the moist skin. So why so moist skin? Moist skin is required for the exchange of the gases, such as this is an earthworm. If you see, so this earthworm is going to absorb oxygen from the surrounding and it gives out carbon dioxide to the surrounding, because this is having the moist skin, which is going to stick the oxygen in its body surface, and then easily the oxygen would be utilized. Okay, so this is known as the skin respiration, or it is also known as the cutaneous respiration. It takes place mainly in the amphibians. Okay, it takes place in the amphibian, or it is taking place in amphibia. Fine, so we can say that the second type of respiration is the cutaneous respiration or the skin respiration. Fine, now the next point, the next thing is about the gill respiration. Third is gill respiration. Okay, so I'll explain this gill respiration. As you know that this gill where is this gill present? Gill is present in the fish. Example is fish or prawns, or it could be tadpoles. So fish is the special animal where the gill respiration is taking place. Now what happens in the gill respiration? See, suppose that this is the fish, and here the gill slit is present, and if you see inside, you will see these flap-like organs, flap-like places there. So what happens to it? If you observe it closely, you will see that they have the plates like arrangement, they have the capillary, they have the flaps, they're having the skin which is being folded number of times. It is richly supplied with the blood vessel. So these are known as the gills. This is being covered with the bony apparatus. Okay, it has a bony. If you see a fish, you can easily see a fish. So if you can see, this is what we draw. This one is the gill. It is being covered with the bony apparatus in the bony fishes. Okay, so this is known as operculum. This bone is known as operculum. Okay, this bone is known as operculum. Now if you open this bone up, इसको जब ऐसे उठेगा ये, so this inside the fish, they have the respiratory organ. This is known as gill. So inside this operculum, it is being closed. When you open it, you will see that the gills are present in the form of the flaps, in the form of the layers. So these layers are richly supplied with the blood vessel. Now why these is how the respiration is taking place, I'll tell you. Okay, so fish lives in water. Everybody knows. ठीक है. अभी क्या होता है, whenever the fish has to respire, or it has to take in oxygen, you know that In water it has dissolved oxygen. Okay, water has dissolved oxygen. So what happens? The fish is going to open its mouth. So the fish opens its mouth. The water is being flown inside the mouth of the fish. Okay, so as soon as the fish opens its mouth, the water flows inside the fish mouth. So this enters inside. Whenever the fish is taking in water, this operculum is closed. Operculum is closed. Okay? Now, fish opens its mouth, operculum is closed. Now, once what happens, whenever fish is going to, now at the same time, water reaches here till the gill. Water reaches here inside the gills. And you know that these gills are richly supplied with the blood vessels, and quickly the exchange of gases will take place. Blood capillaries are there. So they will be quickly exchanging the gases. Oxygen will be taken up by the animal's body, and it is going to give out carbon dioxide from the body of the animal. Again it will be dissolved. It is going to wait. Again this mouth will be closed. Once the fish is going to close its mouth, when the fish closes its mouth, then what happens? Then this operculum opens. This opens and the carbon dioxide is going to be released. But this happens in a very fraction of seconds, children. This is not a way that the mouth is opening and closing. You can see it is quickly opening. So what happens when the mouth opens? When the mouth is opened, the operculum is closed. Okay, when the mouth is closed, this operculum opens and the carbon dioxide gas will be released from the operculum, from the body of the animal. With the help of this gills, it is going to be exchanged, and then it is going to be placed again. It is going to be given back to the water. So this is how this oxygen enters inside, and the carbon dioxide is entering outside the fish body in the dissolved form. Okay, so this is how. Please remember that the gills are richly supplied with the blood capillaries, and the main place of exchange are these blood capillaries. Anywhere, whenever we are talking about the capillaries, it means that these are the places for the exchange, whether the exchange is of the energy, whether the exchange is of the nutrient, whether the exchange is of the gases, that is carbon dioxide or the oxygen. Okay, so this is what is about the gill respiration. Okay, so this was about the respiration in fish. Please remember, when the fish is going to open its mouth, the oxygen is going to enter, and then fish closes its mouth, then carbon dioxide is going to come out from the body of the organism, that is the fish. Okay, now we'll move on to the next type of respiration, that is the tracheal respiration. What is this tracheal respiration? Tracheal respiration is a type of respiration which is taking place in the insects. It takes place in the insect. Example, in the insect, inside grasshopper, inside cockroaches, inside houseflies, honeybee. Okay, anything, any insect if we talk about, the tracheal respiration is taking place. I'll just draw the diagram of the tracheal respiration, and I'll explain you how this tracheal respiration is taking place in the animals. Okay, so if I draw a diagram of this tracheal respiration, which is this is how the tube-like structures will be formed. These are the branchings. So now I'll just label this. So when I label it, some of the openings are present. So we can say that the openings are also present. Okay. So now, what is this? It could be the space. These are the spiracles. These are the spiracles. Then it could be these. This is also spiracle. Okay. Then this is trachea. This is trachea. Then trachea is being branched into tracheoles. This trachea is being branched into tracheoles, and these are the muscles. Okay, so अभी क्या है ये? This is known to be as the tracheal respiration. How this is taking place? This is the respiratory organ of the insect. As you could see that, children, the advancement of the respiratory organ is taking place. Okay, so this is about the tracheal respiration, where the parts are present. These are the special organs which is present in all the types of insects for respiration. It consists of the spiracles, which are the openings at the external surface. पूरे surface पे insect के छोटे छोटे openings होती है, and this is known as spiracle. Okay, so these are the holes which are present on the surface. इधर पूरा में ये ऐसे space holes present होंगे. So they are known to be as the spiracles. Okay, and this spiracles is let down into a tube-like structure which is known as trachea. This is being joined with a tube-like structure called trachea. This trachea is being branched. This is a long tube. This is going to be branched into the subtubes, which is known to be as the tracheoles. These tracheoles are ending into these tracheoles have their connections with their muscles. Muscles means पूरे body parts में. Okay, so the animal's body part. Animal मतलब यहाँ insect की हम बात कर रहे हैं. Please remember. So insects will have this tracheal system for the respiration, which consists of the spiracles, which are the openings to the external surface from where they are going to take up oxygen from the surrounding, and then this oxygen is being traveling into trachea. Then trachea से tracheole में जाएगा. This tracheole is being directly in contact with the muscles. Muscles में क्या आ जाएगा? Oxygen आ जाएगा, and again this is going to give rise to the carbon dioxide. Again, this carbon dioxide will be moved out, and it is going to be thrown out by the spiracles again. तो spiracles से oxygen भी जाएगा और spiracles से ही oxygen भी बाहर आ जाएगा. So this is a way by which the animal gets oxygen. So insects are going to get oxygen in this manner. So this was about the tracheal system. Please remember about the tracheal respiration is taking place only in the insects. Okay, so this is what is about the tracheal respiration and its parts. Now I move on to the next topic, that is the lung respiration. Respiration by lungs. It means we are talking about the animals, we are talking about the human beings, we are talking about the mammals. So lung respiration is also known as the pulmonary respiration. It is also known as pulmonary respiration. So pulmonary means it is again related with the lungs. So lung respiration or pulmonary respiration, these are the characteristic of the animals, of the mammals, or the human beings. Okay, or the human beings. Even the mammals could include all the higher animals which have lungs as the respiratory organ. Okay, so crocodiles also have the lungs for respiration. Then frogs also have lungs for respiration. Even frog has a special category that it is going to be respired with the help of the lungs, as well as the moist skin. So both the respiration is taking place there. Whenever frog is inside water, it is going to use its moist skin for the exchange of the gases. When it is on the land, it is going to breathe through the lungs. Okay, so this is what is about the lung respiration. So lung respiration will always take place with the help of the lungs. Now lungs are the respiratory organ, children, of the human beings as well. ठीक है, तो अभी I'll draw the diagram and the respiratory system of the human beings. So we'll just study about the respiratory system of the humans. Okay, so respiratory system of human beings. So how this is being, so if you see, okay, then and we have एक बराबर लंग्स बनाना, नहीं तो फिर रेस्पिरेशन नहीं होगा. Okay, and you know that the lungs, they have some, one lung is small, one lung is large, because which one is the larger and which one is the smaller? You know that heart is also present in between, so there is a place for the heart also. So that is why what happens, the one of the lung is being, one is big and another one is small. Okay, I think now this one is absolutely okay. I'll just draw. You have to fill this complete space. Okay, these are branching and sub branchings are also present. Okay, and this is completely so what is it? So here nostrils are present. Nostrils means nose, the nasal cavity, okay, nasal cavity is present, then larynx are there. Okay, this larynx, this is double membrane structure. Okay, this membrane is not so big. You can draw a very thin membrane. Fine, this is being covered. Now this, आप इसको ऐसे बना सकते हैं. If I'll draw it will be more congested, so I'll not draw it. ताकि आपको समझ में आए अच्छे से. This is a very thin pipe और पूरे में ये ऐसे कार्टिलेज से बना हुआ है. So this is because, and the complete rings, यहाँ तक पूरा कार्टिलेज से बना हुआ है. Okay, so you can draw the lines over there to show the cartilage. And then this here, next thing what is present is the larynx. After larynx we have trachea. This is known as trachea. Then trachea is being divided into two, bronchus. So these are the two bronchus. Bronchus is being divided into bronchioles. These are the bronchioles. All these branchings are called as bronchioles. Then next bronchioles are being divided into the alveoli. So these are the alveoli. Fine. This is known as pleural space, or this is also known as pleural membrane or simply pleura. Pleura. Okay, so this is known as pleura. And these are the lungs. This is known as pleural membrane even, and then it is also known as the, and the last part, this is known as the diaphragm. This is known as diaphragm. So this was all about the respiratory system of the human beings. Okay, so I'll just rub this off so that you can easily see and understand. Cavity. Okay. this is the nostril. Okay, this is nasal cavity. Of humans. Now, what are the different parts of the human beings? You can see here. So nostril, nasal cavity, which is being directed into the larynx. Larynx is being directed into the bronchus, which are the thin tubes. Again, these thin tubes are being branched into small, more thinner tubes, which is known to be as bronchioles. Then bronchioles are being ending into the alveoli. This is also known as the air sac, because this is going to trap the oxygen. Then after that, exchange of gases will also take place from these alveoli. Then it is being covered, these are the respiratory organs called lungs. These lungs are being supported from the lower side. It is being supported by a diaphragm, and from the above it is being covered with a rib cage. And this is going, and here we have the heart. In between the heart, so we have space. Okay, so the left side lung is little bit smaller than that of the right side lung. Okay, so this is what is about the respiratory organ of the human beings. And then these lungs are being covered by the pleura, that is also a membrane, and again this membrane has a peripleural space is there. Then peripleural fluid is also being present inside in between, so that it could absorb the mechanical shock, as well as this pleural membrane is also helping in the absorption of the mechanical shock. Okay, so this was all about the respiratory organ of the human beings, children. You can easily write down the explanation regarding the parts, the structure of the human respiratory system in your copy. Okay, so that was all about today's video. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topic to be discussed. Again, upon the human respiratory system, I'll tell you about how the respiration will take place. Okay, so this was all about today's video.